Over the last month, we've covered the first three of my principles of adding healthy practices to your life. We've hit belief, we've talked about letting go of the past, and we talked about being honest with yourself about where you are on the journey, looking specifically at your readiness for change. And once you lay that groundwork, the challenge is really in creating personalized habits to support your goal of becoming the person you want to be. So, over the next couple of weeks, I'd like to focus on the personalization piece, making it about you. It's important to understand here that goals are defined by who you want to be, but they're influenced and implemented through who you actually are. So, starting with who you want to be is a fundamental piece of the puzzle that we seldom think about. We often overlook that. So, here's a non fitness example. You may say, I need to spend more time with my kids, or I need to communicate better with my spouse. And those are certainly noble aspirations. But what happens when the demands of work prevent you from spending time with your kids, or the demands of parenting prevent you from taking the time to communicate with your spouse in a loving manner? A better approach is to determine the type of person you want to be, and then you can tie everything you do back to that overall goal. This helps to fill in the blanks and helps you prioritize when you're faced with decisions. Because living a better life is all about making decisions aligned with the type of person you ultimately want to be. So here's what I mean. Rather than having a goal of spending more time with your kids, I personally would envision the type of father that I want to be. And then I'd ask, what is it that type of father would do in this situation? Well, he'd probably leave work a little bit early and go home and ride his bikes with his kids right now, like he promised. Or you could ask, how would the type of husband that I strive to be communicate with his wife in this situation? Maybe I'll do that right now, right? So hopefully this makes sense. The key question, I think, for you as you look to live healthier is to ask, what would this healthier version of the person I want to be do in this situation? Asking that question puts your decisions into perspective, and it allows you to focus on the big picture, which is ultimately important when trying to fine-tune your habits. Thanks for listening.